I got a buddy of mine who said that these would do better 20 years ago. He said, that's when the first X-Men was dropping off. And he was like, this is going to do better than the X-Men movies. I said, no, man, the X-Men movies going to kill it. It's, comics been out for a long time. He was like, Cars been out for a long time. We were arguing about it.
So hey, we're back. Friday. Yeah, guys night again. We appreciate that. As what did you say earlier, Rob? Sausage what?
Sausage party.
There you go. There's your drop.
Not the movie.
Not the movie. That wasn't a bad movie if you're an adult.
Sausage party?
Yeah.
Was it Disney?
No.
Seth Rogen.
It was this far away from Disney as you can get.
Yeah, seriously.
That's all right, anyway. I think I know the one you're talking about, but I won't waste any more time about that one.
It's 12-year-old sexual innuendos, the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, good day, good night, good evening, wherever you are. So we're not really sure what we're going to talk about tonight, but we got the fellas in the house here, and we're going to find something. We got a couple things, but you're going to hang with us. We're all in our living rooms, and it's been a long day. Everybody's been working. Everybody looked like they've been working. They're tired. But we're going to talk today. Yeah. We're going to talk. We got Rob coming back. Hello, sir.
Welcome. I'm welcome back. See, I can't even find words. I'm tired.
I can't English right now.
That happens. Mike, you there?
I'm here, man.
How are you?
Tired. I've been busy as a one-arm paper hanger. It's crazy. I've been really busy. School, work, it's a lot, but I'm doing it.
One-arm paper hanger.
It's a southern thing. Do not try to wrap your head around that.
To myself too. I wonder what that means.
It's a southern thing. Just leave it at that. Leave it at that, man.
That is crazy. We're gonna go down. I'm going in order, and I see you guys in the box here. Terrence.
Yeah, I'm actually on vacation from work. I guess I just look beat the fuck up.
Well, you got some responsibilities there at home. I just, you may think you're doing all right, but you got friends like, "Are you okay? Are you doing all right?" How's everything going?
Shit.
Oh, good. Everything's good.
Okay. We missed you last week, right? Were you here last week?
Yeah, I've been out the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But I'm back with a vengeance.
All right. Yeah. Type it up.
Yes.
Yeah. Lou.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Man, I'm not as tired as a one-arm paper hanger. I am I'm tired as a one-legged man in an asking contest. That's exactly how tired I am. But it's all good, man. It's all good in the hood. Just I was talking to Terrence earlier, man. It's the entrepreneurial hustle, and it gets long, but it pays off in the end. But it's all good, man. It's all good.
Good. Myself, last week I was close to death. I'm exaggerating for comedy effects here. I had a stomach bug last week, and I was in pain for 4 days. Okay. I got dropped off the map. I had a headache. My kids were running my wife ragged. It was like Wakanda without Black Panther. It was Black Panther 2 in my house. Queen was holding it down, but she needed some help. I was in the bed, and I couldn't rise up and help her.
Boy was kicking your ass is what was happening.
And the people who were terrorizing the household were actually the ones that were checking in. I'm like, Dad, you okay? You okay? Like, yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass when I get up. But once the demon had exercised, got them all back in line, I whipped them in shape today. They cleaned up this mess that they made. But you need those. We were talking about J Pat and some of the points that he was making. You need those male figures in the house, in the household to keep everything in line. But I'm okay now. But that was not fun at all.
No, man.
Not fun at all.
My family went through the stomach bug 2 weeks ago, man. I feel you on that one. It's tough.
Hold on. Like, you too? Because, like, it's like 4 people in my office who had gotten sick. We don't share food or anything. It was all at different times. And it's like something going around. So now I'm like, what are we all consuming that,
It's all that wheat. It's all that wheat and rice from The Last of Us 2, The Last of Us TV show.
Oh, man. Geez.
That's where it's all coming from.
Yeah. Monitor the news.
So many spores.
There may be a recall on something that we all use, and I'm taking down the number because they owe me 4 days of my life, okay? And that's priceless. All right.
There's going to be a recall on friggin' oatmeal or something.
Fiji water or something that we all consume, and it took us out.
It's the Fruity Pebbles. They're hitting us with the Fruity Pebbles.
Oh yeah, we can't talk about Fruity Pebbles. We can talk about last week's Last of Us episode. We want to jump into that, and
hell yeah.
Rob and Terrence, you weren't in for episode 3, right? Were you guys here when?
No. Rob mailed in his.
Yeah, did you guys want to talk about that, or did you want to just go on the most recent one from last week with them in the city?
We can do both. It doesn't matter.
All right, Mike, you go first. Yeah, you go first since you spoke first.
That's fine.
What you think about? Yeah.
Like I said, as we said off mic, the whole Frank and whatever the dude's name story was, didn't do nothing.
It was Frank and Bill.
Frank and Bill. And then, again, this is not about the relationship. It's just, it was boring. I didn't care about it. I had no investment in these people, and it was a distraction from what was going on. I didn't care about their life together. I just didn't care. I'm like, all right, he's got a friend out there. Cool. That's all I needed to know. The little thing I did like was him stashing his gun and looking for stuff like that, and him finding, he said, there's no ammo out there. I thought that was a game reference to him finding supplies wherever they could. I did like that, but the main plot of that episode just didn't do anything for me. It wasn't needed. But when I watched that clip back, I think somebody posted in the group when him and Bill were together in the game. Okay, I could see how they expanded on that because he called him his partner. He had that kind of vibe. I see it, but I didn't need it, and it didn't. I'd have been okay if they did it just like the game, left it alone. And just went straight into the important stuff. But hey, I guess they had to put something in there, but it didn't do much for me.
Okay. Rob.
I kind of feel the opposite. I'm not obviously, I've told everybody I'm not a very big fan of the game. I don't particularly like Joel or Ellie as just characters, especially Joel. I do not like him at all.
We still cool, Rob.
But getting a break and just going through these guys' just their live, basically, that they made for each other. I do agree with what Q said last week, that it probably should have held off on this episode a little bit longer. It seems way too early. You only had 2 episodes of building up tension, and all of a sudden you're going to cut it off and go into a side story of other non-main characters. Not to mention the relationship thing is a little more poignant later on in the series also. It was a good episode, though, all in all. I really liked it. I think the Bill casting was really good.
So Mando got bogarted by somebody because Mando bogarted Boba Fett.
Boba should have been one of the actors there. That would have been ironic.
That would have been super ironic.
One of the ones on the fence getting burned.
Right.
Well, Bill goes out to check the hole in his Boba, and he just like, my jetpack's broken. I can't get out.
That scene where the guys were trying to raid the house at night, and Bill runs outside with a sniper rifle, and he got AR-15s a little closer inside, and he goes to the big. That didn't seem right. It seemed like he would be from the top window popping down at people.
Yeah,
like
he would be standing in the middle of the street. That was dumb.
In the wide open area, no coverage, just sitting there with a sniper. Come on,
I'm like, why are you not on the roof or somewhere?
Why
posted
you
up.
not ducking behind a bush? He just sitting there wide open. Like, come on, man.
Dumb move.
What did his friend get sick with? Frank, what got him sick again? Did he ever say why he was in the
Cancer.
I thought it was cancer. Yeah,
Yeah, it's cancer.
Terrence, I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy. Let's hear it.
Yeah, not having played the games, I don't.
Neither one.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know the sequence of how things are supposed to play out. I know that story wasn't expanded upon in the story. It's just their relationship is alluded to, and this greatly expounds upon that to give some length to the show. I just thought it was a wonderfully told, really well directed episode. Whether it's necessary or not, just neither here nor there. Like I said, I don't know where the ride is supposed to take me because I, didn't play the game. So I just kind of take everything as it comes, and it's either, I either enjoy it or I don't. I enjoyed the episode for what it's worth. It was, it was well directed, well acted. I like these type of stories where, people find kinship in the midst of all this terribleness. So it worked for me. I didn't like a lot of the reviews that I read after the fact. I didn't get like emotional or anything like that after, but I found it just to be a really well done story, and it bled right into the next episode that we're about to talk about really well.
Okay. Yeah, and I was with you with I'm very hesitant. I don't know the last film or show that I saw there where I said it was beautiful. Some of the reviews, like just for anything, I didn't love it or hate it. Like I thought it was not needed at that point in the timeline. Like I felt cheated out of an action sequence, which seems to be coming in this next section. But leading into this next episode, Lou, you saw last Sunday, right?
Yeah.
What you think?
That was what was that? Was that last Sunday?
No, last Sunday they were in the city.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. It was really good. They pulled stuff directly out of the game, except they weren't in J-Pat's hometown of Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
They were in Kansas City, which ironically, I'll leave that to the sports side of the conversation. But they were in KCMO, and that the leader of the rebellion, she was scary. She was a supremely scary character because she just seemed like before the whole fungus apocalypse happened, she was driving her kids to soccer. She was going to brownie sales. She was the epitome of the suburban mom. And now all of a sudden she's shooting doctors in the head and she's controlling all these soldiers out there. And I have no idea what the hell that sinkhole was, but I don't remember what it was. It's just scary. That episode was truly intense.
A sinkhole?
Yeah, they found something in one of the buildings when they were looking for the brother.
Oh, it was rumbling. Something was moving inside. Okay, yeah.
And Ellie coming into her own when she shot old boy in the back and paralyzed him. I knew he was paralyzed as soon as he was shot. I was like, oh my gosh. And he was just like, that whole episode was essentially about 30 minutes of the video game. It was very intense. I loved it. It was well shot. The funny things that they borrowed from the video game were the voiceovers. You remember how in The Last of Us and Last of Us 2 they would always talk. The bad guys would always talk in the background. It's like, oh my gosh, you shot Dale. I'm going to get you for it. And that's what that happened. And the gunshot sounded just like the video game. And it played out so well. And Ellie and Joel, they developed that relationship and it was amazing. But that Karen that controls the army scares me flat out because she ran out of fucks about 15 years ago. And so she's just out there trying to, murder everything. But it was and the jokes, one of the great parts about Ellie in the first game was she would always read these random ass dad jokes, and they finally came out, and I was like, this is really cool. So I love it. I love the way that they went.
Okay. Robert, sir, did you watch last week? Well, this week, excuse me.
Sorry, no, I'm not caught up yet.
Oh man. Okay. Mike?
Yeah, I watched it. It's cool. But it to me, again, I keep telling you I'm not a fan of this genre, and this episode is the reason why. The zombies are zombies, but it's the humans you got to worry about. Them crazy son bitches. Them the people you can them the ones I'm scared of. I'm scared of how crazy it's gonna go. It's gonna be when it really goes down. And this episode is kind of alluded to that. Well, not even alluded. It showed you them the dangerous ones. He was we're too far from infected. Why can't we get a fire? The humans. And that's what he's worried about. Crazy ass people.
I'm with you.
That's what's terrifying about the whole apocalypse thing. The lady herself, she like a mad soccer mom. She didn't really do much. She was cool, but I want to see how she got in power. Now I will admit that I want to see how somebody like that got into power. And she got hard guys with guns, and she like Lou said, she selling cookies. I want to see how she got in power. So the soccer mom got the job, but I played the game years ago, so I don't remember what was in the hole or anything to do with it. I just remember how I felt with the game. I don't remember anything about the game other than being sad. So I'm curious to know what's down there. That episode itself wasn't that bad. It was better than the one before, like I say. But we'll see. I didn't remember her jokes, Ellie's dad jokes. I didn't remember that at all.
Terrence?
Yeah, it was another really good episode. I love the dad jokes. I love that you see Joel's shell starting to crack a little bit. He's starting to become a little vulnerable, because, he starts off telling her that she's just cargo, but you can see that he's starting to care about her well-being a little bit. He's telling her, if you ever want to talk, and she's going, nah, I really don't want to talk about it, but he's leaving the door open, but if you want to, I'm here for you. So he's starting to treat her like an actual person, not just a mission. So I like that interaction between them. Jokes were stupid as they were. It was funny to see him finally start to laugh at them at the end before they got the guns pointed in their face at the end of the episode.
The
also,
diarrhea joke was funny.
Yeah,
that was
good. Also, the tension in the city was wild. They did a really good job building up that tension. When the truck crashes and then they've got to hide in that building, and they've got the shootout. Her hiding in the wall, and she's got the gun, and her having to paralyze that kid, and the kid just begging for his life, even though there's only one way that can go. Still, like this, even though this kid tried to kill you, it's like still there's a little pang of sympathy there, because if it was if there was a different type of situation, if the world hadn't gone to shit, none of you would be doing the things that you're doing. And even Joel admits that he's been on the other side of this. He's been the guy that's had to go after innocent people just going about their business. Mm-hmm. Like, well, he said it without saying it in so many words. Yeah. He just said, he's been on the other side. So, you feel sympathy. You felt some sympathy for him because people are just doing what they feel like they have to do just to get by in this shitty world. But you knew, it had to go down the way it was going to go down, because, these are our protagonists and they got to do what they got to do. So, hey, you got to get put down like a dog. Sorry, kid.
Yeah.
So they did a really good job of building up the tension, but still having some levity in there. And every episode now, I'm looking forward to what they're going to show me next. With the first episode, I stated that I'm kind of worn down by this genre, even though they're not the typical type of zombies. It's still basically a zombie show, but they've done a really great job of keeping me invested, and I always look forward to getting together with the wife whatever day I'm not working, because usually I don't get to watch it on that Sunday that it premieres, but if it's the following night or the night after that, me and the wife are fully.
Let's watch the zombies, honey.
Let's watch the mushroom zombies. Yeah,
I'll be there in a moment, darling.
Yeah, so they got their hooks in me. I'm fully invested. I look forward to watching each episode. I mean, like these days, you cannot go wrong if Pedro Pascal is involved. If he's
Pretty
in
much.
there,
Yeah, he's good. He's money.
I'm on board. So they got their hooks in me. So it's another I think A episode for me.
Yeah, and it was good. I have played the game, as I've mentioned before. They hit on a lot of good points in that episode. They condensed a lot and they made it good. Now, I'll get to what was underneath the floor in a minute. The guys that were chasing them in that city, they changed them because I actually think they might be who used to watch the quarantine zone in that city. Like when they were driving in, they noticed that it was abandoned. So those people might actually be people that used to work there. But in the game, those guys were just maniacs. The bulldozer with the sled that said "run," that's from the game, and they had people draped on those vehicles in the game. Like those guys were just maniacs, and they would like trap people in the city, and they were chasing them the whole time through the city. And the two brothers who they met at the end, they did meet them in a similar fashion, and they were trying to get out of the city. And that's probably what you're going to see in the next episode. It's probably going to be a lot of action in this next episode. And what I saw in this episode almost makes me forgive what they did last episode, because I thought I wasn't going to be able to see this creature, but it's probably a bloater underneath the floorboard.
That's what I was thinking it was too.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
As soon as you mentioned the sinkhole, I was thinking back to the game. I'm like, oh, it's probably one of those ones.
Yeah, and so like those are like infected who have been infected for like an extremely long period of time, and they're huge. And as soon as we're done, I'll probably watch it. Take a break from Joe Goldberg and check that out. But this is really weird. So we talked about this, I think, almost a month ago. We wanted like accuracy and something close to a plot line. They're doing a really good job of that, but still, you're like in suspense. This is new to a lot of people, and like the other half, they kind of know where this is going. You still want to see how they deliver it, because if they do that and it's received well, I hope that other video game, properties like just take the fucking story from, the game and condense it, cook it, bake it, chop it up any way you want. As long as you keep the soul of the story, just put it up there. Like they don't care. They just want to see it on screen and how it looks.
You hear that, Resident Evil people?
He said, I said that.
Get it right. I think the show in particular works so well as from being a game turned into a show, because the actions when you're actually playing the characters and you're moving through the city, you don't know how many times you might die, and that's going to screw up the suspense in the story, because you're going to be like, okay, well, this is the 15th time I die. I know there's going to be a zombie popping out there. I'm not scared anymore. So by the time you get to the next part where the characters are actually acting and talking and everything like that, you're like, okay, well, there's no suspense now, because I've been killed by the same zombie 15 times.
I will tell you, Robert, like there's a part there's a part in the city level in the game. I've been through that 3 times, and 3 times I shit my pants because you got to turn on this generator, and as soon as it turns on, everything that's down there knows you're down there, and you're basically running, and like everything that's in the basement, including a bloater, is like on your back, and you got.
I remember that. You just got to run.
You got to run. Yeah, you got to run, and if you don't pay attention to where you're going to take a wrong turn, and there's some button mashing. You got to get the door open before they come down on you, and I hate that part every time. That and the college. That's all I'll say. But yeah, that's the only part of the game that tripped me out. And there are a couple parts on the second one because, like Joel said, the infected are normally in the city. They're not normally out in the
rural areas.
Yeah, they're normally like in basements and buildings, and they just pop out. They're like cockroaches, man. Like they'll just pop up, then they'll be there. Like wherever it's dark and there's no sunlight or the air. Again, in the game, they give off the spores and like closed off areas. But the cities underground, they're probably going to be down there. So it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. I
love this shit, man. I love it. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right, so we still loving The Last of Us. That's good. Robert, we did not talk about the DC slates last week. Welcome back. You're going to talk about it now. We're all going to talk about it.
Right on. I got it pulled up and ready to go. But yeah, what was it? Last Tuesday or something like that, James Gunn went ahead and revealed the basic outline of what his plan is going to be for at least the first section of his thing. Yeah. It's going to be called. I don't know if he's calling them phases or not, but at least the first section is going to be called Gods and Monsters. He's going to focus on the Trinity and then using them to prop up some of the lesser known characters that that Gunn likes to pull from. He always likes to pull their random teams. First one he's going to start out with is going to be Creature Commandos. It reminds me a lot of like a Suicide Squad of the Universal monsters, basically.
Okay.
Because you have a Dr. Frank, you have a Frankenstein, you have a Bride of Frankenstein, you have Weasel, you have Rick Flag Sr. I don't know if that's his actual name, but it's going to be the father of Rick Flag as part of the team. Dr. Phosphorus and some other people are in it too. And that's going to basically kick off the new DCU. They're going to start with that. And they specifically said that they don't have voices yet, but the people who are going to voice it are also going to be their live action versions when they bring these characters. Because Gunn said everything is going to be connected, all the comics, games, and everything. So, and he's also locking in everybody who's going to be cast through the entirety of the DCU. So there's not going to be any recasts or anything like that.
Okay.
Then after that, he's got Waller, Viola Davis coming back. I think it's supposed to take place in between the Peacemaker seasons. Obviously, Peacemaker 2 is on hold for right now because of his involvement as the head of the DCU. The Watchmen and Doom Patrol creators, the Watchmen, the HBO series, are going to be writing for Waller. So it might be interesting, especially now that, the Doom Patrol guy doesn't have a job. After that, they're going to bring up Superman Legacy. He didn't really say too much about it other than it's going to be a younger Superman with a different-ish origin. It looks like it's inspired by All-Star Superman, but that would have to be just the early parts of it. They can't do the entire story of that because it's the All-Star Superman's basically his entire life. And that one actually has a release date of July 11th, 2025. I'm trying to remember. They said that they're not going to be giving out dates for movies unless they absolutely know that they're going to meet those dates, and they are not. They're not starting movies unless scripts are done, and they don't want anything like the previous. Like, how many times has the Flash been delayed now? How many times has Aquaman been delayed? We don't need any more of that. Fans of the DCU just want their movies to come out.
Doesn't Flash have on a house arrest bracelet in this most recent trailer?
Yeah, I saw that poster or something.
Yeah, they had to zoom in on that one, see his little flashing green light.
Was that you, Terrence? Posted that one?
Yeah.
Very
That's a
good.
winner.
Let's see. After that, Greg Berlante's Green Lantern show.
Yay!
Getting that, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. I think that's supposed to be very similar to like a True Detective style show,
I'll take
just
it.
in space. So I do hope we get to see other. Well, I mean, with it being gun led, I'm sure we'll get the Squirrel and all the other random crazy lanterns out there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna get the Authority, which that was Wildstorm, I believe, when Jim Lee started his own company outside of DC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about them. I never read them. I meant to get into them, but I just never got around to it. But it seems like a very cool show. They have their own Justice League archetypes. What is it? Midnighter and Apollo, yeah. Basically the Superman and Batman of their universe. And other characters. I think they were government run superhero team?
Kinda. They spun off from Stormwatch. Stormwatch was kinda like
Is that the one Martian Manhunter was on that team? Was he on?
Yeah, once they fully integrated the Wildstorm characters into DC when they started the new 52. Yeah, Martian Manhunter was with Stormwatch, but when it was still just his own separate thing, like when Stormwatch originally started, it was like a UN funded superhero team, so they answered to like all the governments of the world. And then the leader of Stormwatch went nuts and he killed a bunch of the superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a side group. They had a Black Ops group called Stormwatch Black. And after most of the heroes of Stormwatch got killed and they shut down the program, some of the members of Stormwatch Black, they started up the Authority, and they had no government oversight. Somehow they found this giant ship. It was like 50 miles long and 35 miles tall, and it could shift between the multiverse. And they just decided, we're just going to do shit our own way. Fuck what all the governments of the world say. If there's a dictator doing crazy shit and we don't like them, we're just going to blow them off the map. And they took care of all types of multiversal threats and stuff like that. It was pretty wild.
So it sounds like you read a lot of this at one point.
Yeah, I read the original run. I didn't read any of the other volumes because they were just they really never recaptured the I guess, for lack of a better term, the magic that the first run had with Warren Ellis. And then the Mark Miller run was okay too, but he couldn't really capture what Warren Ellis was trying to do. He was kind of like a 12-year-old kid trying to capture what Warren Ellis did, but just doing it with a lot more sex and violence. Yeah. Like it was like someone trying to write The Boys, but not being clever enough to write The Boys.
I was going to say, like, how do you feel with sex and violence? Like,
So I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't as clever as what Warren Ellis had done previously. But yeah, I encourage you to go read it. It it was a pretty fun book. There was a couple filler arcs just because of when Mark Miller took over. I think he was having some trouble with the president of DC because they were censoring his stuff. So they threw in a filler arc before they let him come back and finish out his storyline. But I'll let Rob get back to what he was doing.
Yeah, I remember some of the characters when we were in that tournament that we don't really talk about. But Dennis Glover had, I think he had one of the characters from the Authority, and he was one of the reasons why I wanted to actually go and read that story because of the characters that he picked. But I obviously never got around to reading it.
You remember which one it was?
I don't. It was some guy who could like read your mind and kind of like manifest things. I don't remember who it was though.
Okay.
So let's see. After the Authority, they're going to be doing a show called Paradise Lost, which is basically Game of Thrones on Themyscira. It's going to take place before Wonder Woman was created, so it's going to be hip.
That just sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So I think one of those shows on Themyscira would be pretty cool. Flesh out the Amazonians a bit more.
You said flesh in Amazonia.
I said out too. After that, we got The Brave and the Bold, which it's going to be the new Batman for the DCU.
Batman.
It's not going to be Pattinson, but we're also going to get Damian Wayne as well. So this is him potentially raising what was Damian, the 4th or 5th Robin?
Officially the 4th. Let's just say 4th.
Stephanie Brown, I don't think counts, right?
She's not canon, is she? She's just like
what's her
Spoiler was Robin for a little while, right?
She was, but
Doesn't really count.
I don't count her as the 4th one.
He's the 4th.
Yeah, but they're doing the Grant Morrison run of Batman with Damian, so we know that's going to be pretty good. And obviously the Pattinson sequel is going to be coming as well. Now labeled Elseworlds, because his story is going to be outside of the DCU. That's going to be October 3rd, 2025. So we're getting Superman and Batman in the same year. Be very good. We're going to get Booster Gold.
About time.
Yeah. I he was described as imposter syndrome as a superhero, which is fun. For those don't know, he was just some loser in the future who stole some basic tech and went back in time to try to be, be a superhero and get famous and rich and everything like that. Yeah, I'm very interested to see how they handle this series. I always said that we need a buddy cop show with Booster Gold and Ted Kord, Blue Beetle. I don't know if they'll do that with the other Blue Beetle show already coming out, but I think introducing a Ted Kord would just as a somebody helping him acclimate to the age that he went back in time to would be good.
Rumor mill has Chris Pratt attached to that.
I did hear that too.
Oh gosh, come on, Chris, lay down, man.
He's got to find something else.
Let's see, and then we got the Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. They're going to be doing the Tom King run, which was her growing up on Argo, surviving the destruction of Krypton and just having an overall really, really bad time of it. I want to get around to reading it because I heard it's pretty good. I guess it's going to depend on what happens in The Flash, if that's going to be the Supergirl we see, because they still haven't said if it's going to be her or not.
Gotcha.
I forget the actress's name. And then the last part of Gods and Monsters is going to be Swamp Thing. They're going to take another stab at it.
Yes.
They're going to do the Alan Moore run.
The Green.
I don't know. I mean, they really didn't give the other one much of a chance to even get out there and live. So we'll see if they give this one a bit more breathing room. This was when he was the Green, right? He was the embodiment of the Green, or was this way before that?
I thought he was almost always associated with that.
Well, at some point he was just like a scientist that turned into Swamp Thing, right?
No, yeah, you're right. But I hope they don't go that route.
Yeah, no, me either. No, but that's going to be I think a majority of 2025 is going to be most of those shows, or heading forward. I know they're going to try to do 2 movies and 2 shows a year for the next 8 to 10 years is of their plan, and that'll be probably 25 and 26 that will see these all come out.
Alright. I hope, just to go back to the Swamp Thing, I hope it is you know the Swamp Thing working with the Parliament, because that leads to Justice League Dark, and I know that's been like in the ether for like years. Uh, so I hope it does go that way. And this lineup really sounds like he's playing to his strengths of developing characters and new characters, and not necessarily new, but you know what I mean. But giving some characters some shine.
Yeah, like Zatanna and some more Constantine, right? They're like staples in the dark.
And yeah, I did not read the book.
I think
But-
Deadpan was in there.
Yeah, it was a rotating.
Yeah.
I watched the movie.
It's ensemble, yeah.
Because Wonder Woman's that's kind of her group now.
They pushed her, what was it, 2 years ago to JL
Who?
Dark? Yeah. Wonder Woman.
Okay. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Vin Diesel.
The whole team wandering around with a leader they're afraid of. Oh God, it's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I don't know when that happened. Did that happen after? I think that happened after Metal.
It was after Metal. It was after Metal because she became like, because it was a controversy because they didn't know where she fell into the whole magic realm. But considering that she was born of magic, she was made of clay. That's the way they tried to associate it. So,
Are they back on that origin now?
I don't know, but that's where they leaned. I may be
'Cause
completely
she
wrong.
was God of War. I think she had God of War title at one point, being Ares' daughter. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, that all sounds good to me until it's not. You know.
If you like it, I love it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it all remains to be seen. They can say all they want, but if they don't produce, then it's just gonna go under.
I do find it odd that he was out front and center that there weren't going to be multiple Batmen, but there are going to be multiple Batmen. I wouldn't have been mad if they folded Batterson into it. I don't think I would have been, but
Nah, leave that be.
let it live.
Yeah, let
Let it
them-
breathe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep Pattinson and Joaquin Phoenix out in their own little universes.
Well, you can keep Joaquin. I'm sorry, I did not see the big deal with the Joker. Like, I watched it, and I'll never watch it again, ever. So,
No, that's fine. I think we need those projects that just exist out on their own, good or bad. They just need to, just like the comics. Have comics that, good or bad, just exist out on their own in their own little island, and they don't have anything to do with anything else. They don't affect the rest of the brand, good or bad.
just a good story.
Yeah.
They did
Yeah,
a good job with covering up all of his diamond encrustedness in the bat suit, though.
Oh
So that was-
man, Twilight 2 tonight. Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. Like, the Elseworld stories were I know they throw a lot under there. The last couple of years, these one-off stories. The story. What's the name of the one when Batman was tracking down Jack the Ripper? What is the name of that? Gotham by Gaslight.
Gotham by Gaslight, yeah.
Yeah, and that was actually a good. The cartoon was actually pretty good, and
That was a good movie.
the book was
yeah.
it was. So I don't have any problems with somebody using their imagination and giving a good story. So, I wish them all the luck. DC, Marvel, we need
DC.
good movies all year round.
DC's pushing all these Batman books, and it's like the Marvel's doing the same thing with Spider-Man. We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're saturating the market with their staple, like, cornerstone characters. But Spider-Man has what, Mike? Like 4 books out right now, not counting Miles.
I don't know. It's a ton of them, and just Amazing comes out 4 times a month. That's
Yeah,
crazy. Just
it
that
does.
one title is 4 times a month. That's insane. Never
Yeah.
mind us with Savage Spider-Man or whatever else is out there. Just that one.
And they have the Dark
It's-
Web, and
It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not knocking the characters, but they're doing what they're supposed to do as a company. They're pushing all these, Spider-Man and Batman things, and it's just sometimes it becomes a little bit saturated. 6 titles with Batman in it or 4 titles with Spider-Man in it becomes a little much.
You are correct. The only character that kind of was able to balance it all for me, well, when I was younger, because I saw this with Spider Man, because as a kid I was just grabbing them off, and then you realize like, oh, it's Amazing Spider Man, it's Web of Spider Man, Spectacular Spider Man, Sensational Spider Man, and like they all had their own threads. Like Amazing was like almost A-list villains, and Web I think was the second longest running one. Anybody could show up there too, but Sensational and Spectacular, it would be like C, D-level villains he was fighting, like Puma or Prowler or the Rose or all
Puma.
these like street level. His he had a fight with. This is a quick sidebar. Puma was like a nothing character, but his highlight of his existence was when he called himself protecting Spider-Man, and they had a fight in the desert, which was one of the better.
There's a desert in Brooklyn?
Fights. No, he went to Nevada to Spider-Man went to Nevada, New Mexico, wherever he was from, to like squash it. Like, I don't want you in my life anymore. And they had a fight, and it was in the desert, him and Puma, and I forgot. They ended up resolving it, but it was one of the better fights, Spider-Man fights, and I have to try to track that down now. Just popped in my head, but Spider-Man's the only one I thought was able to balance that. Like, I've seen this happen with Spider-Man, Wolverine, Deadpool.
Oh, gosh.
Like, Batman and Superman automatically have 2 titles. Like, Superman has his title, and he has Action Comics, and Batman has Batman and Detective Comics. But, you got Urban Legends, Batman, you got all these Batman. I don't read those. Like, it's too much. Like, I've cut back on comics the last couple of years, and like more Batman stories are not going to make me buy them. I stick to the main one and then let it ride. All right. So, to the moment we've all been waiting for, Fast and Furious.
Oh god.
Fast and Furious Infinity. That's what they just need to like put on these now, right? so like, you guys want to, we want to talk about the trailer and just like movies leading up to this and how you feel about the series. Like, to me, this is the definition of corporate greed, and they just keep making money. You can't stop them. Like if you were at the head of the studio and it's like, yo, like, this is the last Fast and Furious, and you get the report after 3 days, like, yo, it made $350 million or that's some number, and you're like, God damn, is it the last one? Like, they keep making money. So
it's gotta be.
Let's talk about it, Lou. What did you see? How you feel?
It's gotta be the last one. It looked great. Great cast. You got Momoa. You got little Stinky Cheese up in there. You got some Charlize Theron. You have the original cast. It looks great. It looks like it's supposed to. It looks like all the other Fast movies. I am happy that it's coming to an end because it's just ran its course. I really think Momoa's character is going to be amazing. I think he just looks like a total well-financed psychopath in this movie. And I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably check this one out in the movies, in the theaters, because they can. I don't know how they got so many 69 Camaros to drop out of aircraft or to destroy, but shout out to them for finding all these cars and obliterating them in the streets of Los Angeles, California. But I really think it looks great. I'm looking forward to it because Vin looks a little, he looks.
Go ahead and say it.
He looks a little. I'm not, because I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect.
You got the glizzy neck.
Yeah. He's probably got a little glizzy on him. Yeah.
Looks a little ripe.
Yeah. Yeah. He looks. Yeah.
It looks like he's wearing a little bit of a thicker tank top too.
Yes. Yes. He went from medium to an XL.
I got this for Christmas from my family.
That muscle shirt is cutting off circulation now. Like, we gotta get a bigger shirt, bro.
He's like, I gotta wear it. Why? Because it came from family.
All right. I got one more in me.
I got one more. But you can't knock the Fast and Furious franchise because of the fact that they've made money. People like the story. Apparently because they keep on making hundreds of millions of dollars off of it. I'm glad it's coming to an end because it's been going on since early 2Ks? Right?
Yeah, 2001.
It's 2023 and they're going to drop their last one. So this franchise lasted longer than Star Wars, lasted longer than Indiana Jones, lasted longer than anything else has been running for a long time.
They're about as old as Indiana Jones in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, if Indiana Jones could drive a 69 Camero off the back of a C-130, then he would be in this movie. But overall, I've said my piece. It looks interesting. I'm happy to see Brie Larson. I'm happy to see Brie Larson. That's just me because I like stinky cheese. I love Brie cheese. Yeah. Period. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great exit. They're going to pay some tribute to Paul Walker, I'm pretty sure. And I don't remember who had Dom's child. Who had Dom's kid? Because he's like...
she's dead now. There was the cop that was chasing him in the fifth one. Yeah. She's
Chris Hemsworth's wife.
Is that who it is?
Yeah. Okay. Chris Hemsworth's real-life wife.
Oh, okay. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and she died in the last movie?
The next to last one, the 8th one.
All right, so Groot knocked off Thor's wife.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a controversy for you.
And Aquaman's acting on for revenge.
And Peacemaker is Groot's brother?
And Miss Marvel is Groot's brother also.
Oh shit!
Man, it's people all over, man.
I'm telling you, man. Feige's like, no, let them go. Let them go. Do what they want to do. Be fruitful.
All right, Terrence, what did you see? How you feel, man?
I just want to say, you guys know this is part 1, right?
Uh-oh.
This is part 1 of the finale. There's going to be an 11.
Oh, kiss my ass! You're kidding?
Yeah, this is part 1 of the finale. There's going to be an 11. It's funny because I was watching John Campea today, and there was somebody wrote in saying that there was a rumor on a red carpet somewhere that he was Vin Diesel was saying that he's trying to get RDJ for the 11th movie, and I'm like, hey. I guess like pretty much he can call in favors for anybody. I mean, he got Momoa, he's got like fucking Helen Mirren, he's got like fucking like Oscar winners or Oscar nominated people in these movies. Like Brie, she's got an Oscar, so hey, you can get RDJ. Hey, yeah, RDJ, he's been an Oscar nominated in the past, so hey, it's like, hey, go, shoot your shot. You want RDJ? Give him a call. He ain't doing nothing right now.
You're going to get RDJ to play Tony Stark because that's all he plays now. Like, what do you say,
Dr. Doolittle? When he Dr. Doolittle?
Yeah,
going to give the Toretto Mobile an arc reactor.
Take out the carburetor, put in an arc reactor. Yeah.
Right.
But, I enjoyed the trailer. And you know, if not this movie, by the end of the next movie, Momoa's going to be at the cookout. Mark my word, Momoa's going to be at the cookout.
It's going to be some misunderstanding, huh? Like it wasn't.
Furniture moving.
I made a mistake. It wasn't you that knocked my father into the river. It was
in the trailer for 11. Who'd be like, "What's the game plan, Dom?"
Oh my gosh.
we ride or die.
Yeah, I ride with you, Toretto.
Game recognizes game. Give me another slang term.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a fun trailer. It's everything I expect out of these movies. You know, I wasn't really down with these movies when they first started, but
Really?
Yeah, because I wasn't too. I don't know what the hell I was doing. 2001, I was just drinking. I didn't really care because the first movie was what was it a knockoff of? It was a knockoff of Point Break. So I didn't really care. Then the second one, I went to see that drunk because of Franklin Mills. It was $4 and a free popcorn night. I saw that drunk. And then the third one, that was like the step before you go to straight to DVD.
Yeah, that was about to be the death of the series. There, I've never seen Tokyo Drift, and I'll never watch it.
I watched it. I watched it. It's better than I thought.
Never watched it either.
But that was like the step. That was like the step where you thought, all right, the next one's going to be straight to DVD with no names whatsoever attached. But then the fourth one, I guess everybody was at a low point. They got everybody back. It made some money. And then the fifth one, I felt like the fifth one was where they hit their stride. I was like, yo, this is fucking dope. I love the series now. And it's been like making like billions of dollars ever since the fifth one. And I felt like the last one in space, I was there for it. I was all about it, but like it took a bit of a nosedive a little bit, but still, I was entertained. I was there, and I'll be back for this one. You know, you got the whole family back together. I mean, I'm a sucker for this shit. I'll be there. It looks like fun. You know, I'll be there.
It's funny you talk about everyone leaving after the second one. Like that's when I stopped caring. I'm like they don't want to be in the movies. Like why do I care about? Like everybody left and started making crappy movies and came back.
Well, it's a parody at this point. Like they know what they're doing with the whole family. It's like it's a parody, and I'm here for it. They just there to have fun. I'm there to have fun. You know, show me some car. This man took out 2 helicopters with his car. Like,
did you see that in the trailer? Yeah, I'm like, God damn, you can't stop him in that car.
You can't stop. I'm telling you, 69 Camaro, bulletproof, bulletproof vehicle.
The solution for everything is press the gas down even farther. Okay, turn on the nitro.
Hit the knob.
We're gonna fight our way out of this shit. Yeah.
You want to know what makes me laugh so hard about this whole movie series is that Ja Rule checked out of it.
Oh yes,
Ja Rule was in the first one, and he checked out. He was like, "This ain't going nowhere." And here we are, 22 years later.
That's all right. We'll get Ludacris.
Yeah.
And Ja Rule's trying to sell party tickets to a party that don't exist in the Cayman Islands.
We'll give y'all some ungrilled grilled cheese.
Exactly. Oh man,
Robert.
Yeah, this series has become the equivalent of a bunch of kids smashing their cars together with their Matchbox toys. It's just insanity. I'll go see it. I can turn my brain off and watch it. I didn't really enjoy the last one very much, but I know Ronnie is all about it, so we'll be in the theater seeing this probably the first weekend it comes out, no doubt. I have heard from some sources that Gal is supposed to be back. Yeah. I don't know how she died falling out of an airplane, but you know.
Yo, you know how many dead people are at that table?
It's a comic book now.
There was a 69 Camero following them with a freaking mattress on top. Maybe that's how she survived.
They fucking die and then walk back in out of the shadows. I'm back, man. You know.
Yep. But yeah, I'll be there for it. It's absurdity at its peak, and you know, you just have to appreciate their gumption.
I think Gal Gadot has to show up because Vin Diesel wears her tank top.
Mike Jones, I heard you're the racer down there. How you feel? You love these movies, right? What do you think?
Mike, you've muted yourself. There you go.
Oh,
and you're off.
There you go. Are y'all laughing at me? I feel like y'all laughing at me because I'm tired.
No.
We're laughing with you.
Yeah.
I ain't laughing. I'm sleeping. I saw the trailer. It was good. I'm not a fan of these movies. I like the music, the Bone and Biggie. I like that.
Yes,
that was hot.
Yes.
That was hot. That got me into it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the movies, but it looked interesting. It looked pretty good. It is what it is. I got a buddy of mine who said that these would do better 20 years ago. He said, that's when the first X-Men was dropping off. And he was like, this is going to do better than the X-Men movies. I said, no, man, the X-Men movies gonna kill it. It's comics been out for a long time. He's like, Cars been out for a long time. We were arguing that was we had that argument in Circuit City, and I don't know who was right. I think maybe he was right because they're still making these movies in the same franchise. I don't know. They had to reboot X-Men, maybe twice.
Twice.
I know who was right. Twice, right? So
it's probably at least made more money than the X-Men.
And maybe he was right. So Jason, I think you were right. You won that one. So,
have you watched all of them? You watched
I
all?
ain't made it past 2. I think which one's Tokyo Drift?
Third
one.
Then what was the second one then?
Tyrese and Paul. It was like an hour 30-minute music video.
Okay,
was that the one with
the first one in Tokyo Drift? That's all I've seen.
Is that the second one with what's her name from?
What's the girl?
Yeah, the girl from
I can't think of her name.
from Hitch.
Rosario, not
Rosario.
Yeah, it's her. Yeah. That was that.
She was in them.
She was in one, and she was in the end of another one, but she did not come back.
Rosario Dawson? Or you're talking about?
Not Rosario. It was Eva.
Oh, Eva, yeah.
Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes, yeah, okay.
Yeah, she need to come back.
Now I have a question. These movies remind me of Michael Bay. Has Michael Bay ever directed any of these or produced any of these?
No.
Do you think they would have been improved?
No.
With Michael Bay?
No.
Because he sucks with the story. Like, as much as we tease these movies for their over the top, like, I don't have any problems with the stories. They pull shit out of their ass all the time. Like, people coming back from the dead, but nobody's ever really upset.
The Asian dude. The Asian dude came back like twice, right?
Well, once. Yeah, Han came back the one time, and once Fast and the Furious started dealing with spies and all this other crap, then anything was possible. It was like a staged event by what was Kurt Russell's character's name?
Mr. Nobody.
Yeah, Mr. Nobody. Once he was involved, it was like whatever they need to do. Like he could write. It was whatever.
Well, Lou, I'll tell you why it seems like Han came back twice, because he died in Tokyo Drift, but then the next few movies are actually a prequel to Tokyo Drift. Like 4, 5, 6, and 7 are actually a prequel to Tokyo Drift. Mm-hmm. No, 4, 5, and 6 are a prequel to Tokyo Drift. Then 7 is the first movie to take place after Tokyo Drift.
All right. Flash needs to stop fucking with the timeline. Period.
Yeah.
Because
if you want to see a Michael Bay movie similar to the Fast movies, watch that 6 Underground.
I like that one.
It's very similar.
That was
in the style, but it's with Ryan Reynolds.
The Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like Bay. I like the way he shot things, and it was always something you could always count on a car hitting a ramp and going right every time, every movie. It was always an explosion.
Yeah,
I don't.
You can always count on gratuitous product placement too.
Yeah, Pepsi, tacos.
Don't hate Michael Bay. Depends on what it is. The Bad Boy movies are Michael Bay. I love those movies.
Period. The Rock.
Yeah, like he if given the right situation, like he's great. I just
Con Air
overuse. Yeah, Con Air. Yeah.
Yeah, just don't give the man 5 Transformers movies in a row.
Right.
That is true.
To me, he only really got it.
He was burned out after. Yeah, he was burned out after 3. I mean, we shouldn't have done the second one, but
yeah. The third one was like if someone's like, give me a Transformer movie to watch, that's the one I'm going to give them. But then they're going to be disappointed because the other ones are like nowhere close to this one. I know people like the first one. It's okay to me.
I like all of them. To be honest, I like all of them. Ooh. They're not all great, but I like all of them.
It's like I'll give him like. There was nothing wrong with the directing the second one. The problem with the second one was that it came about during a writer's strike. So they just kind of pushed it out there without being able to do any good rewrites. But that still falls on him. So,
yeah, your name's on the plate. Question: does Fast and the Furious have the best trailers for movies? Because they always get the people who say they're done with these movies to come back.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I've never been done. So I can't speak from personal experience. I've never been done. So
If,
I think
if
it's
this-
true, man. I think it's
Yeah.
true. It's like being a vegan, but then you go and get some really good wings somewhere and you just have to eat chicken wings. That's what these are. It's like a good steak or good chicken wings, and you're a vegan. You're just like, I got to go get this real quick and be back on your thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's. I agree with you there, because they've done this 10 times now. Well, we all acknowledge that the series changed after Tokyo Drift, because I actually liked the fourth one. I know it went all Italian Job after that one, but the one with Dom and Brian when they went to Mexico with the drug dealer,
Yeah, that
the
was
Letty's
dope.
killer. Like I love that
dope.
one. Yeah, like it was grimy. It was like not what it turned into, and I have no problem. I'm with Terrence. I don't hate the series. It's absurd and it's fun. It's got good visuals. You're gonna laugh. You might even get upset at some points, because of these deaths. But I don't even know if that matters anymore because these people are like Eternals. Like they're gonna come back. They're gonna die, come back, and they're back in it. People fall through buildings, through cars, car crashes, jump out of planes, flying
You
cars.
get to see
through the
Ludacris with and without braids.
Let me tell you, that's the biggest change because, like, when he started, he was, what's that album he had? Chicken and
Waffles.
The Chicken and Waffles braided, Ludacris. Now he looks like somebody's dad now, and he's I forgot what he was doing on the second one, but now he's like a hacker now.
He's always been a tech guy. He's always been a tech guy.
No, the second one he was a mechanic, just straight like.
No way.
Yeah, go back and watch.
All right.
Unfortunately, I've watched that movie more than I watched it too many times. But when he showed up in the fifth one, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll just rewire." Da, 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 da. It's like, okay, Data. Like, when did all this happen? But I like Tyrese. I like the
Baby old.
I do like Tyrese. I do like Tyrese. He was like funny like earlier, but he seems kind of tired now.
Yeah, I'll tell you the one thing I don't like about these movies now. Him and Ludacris and Tyrese simping over the chick from Game of Thrones. Like, bro, y'all grown ass men. Stop. Like, y'all been simping over this chick for like 4 movies now. Like, there's other women out there. Like, go do something else.
She bad though.
I know she bad, but y'all grown ass men with like millions of dollars in y'all bank accounts. Like, it's other chicks out there. It's like 4 movies in a row, and none of y'all got the draws yet. Like, come on.
They gotta move on, man. I don't think they can close the deal, man. I didn't see her in the trailer. Was she in the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw her sitting next to Ludacris, like at a computer screen or something.
Yeah. Now they got 2 techs. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. 2 hackers and everything. So we're all going to see it.
Yeah.
So what's the car that Vin drives the black?
It's usually a '69 Camero or some kind of. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So if Dom with a tank full, nitro and his black Camaro speeding towards the Juggernaut, who stops who? Because like in these movies, like I'm second guessing because like he's fucking indestructible in these things.
There's only one answer to this, and it's family.
Hey man, think that's the only answer.
That's the only answer. It's the only fucking answer is family.
We might not even get an answer for that because his fucking ass, like he'll like jump the car, like ram it into like some kind of curb and jump through the window pane and fly towards the Juggernaut to punch him. And oh, Dom.
Yeah. Dom is. Yeah, listen, he is Groot. and Groot is he. So I don't know. I agree. Dom is indestructible, man. He's like Jason.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see Fast and Furious versus Jason in space.
They're gonna win. Maybe.
They'd win. Really random thing about this. You know, Dom is Kwame's cousin, the rapper from back in the 90s. Yeah. Dom is
Vin
Kwame's
Diesel?
cousin. Vin Diesel was Kwame's cousin in real life.
You're kidding. The polka dot
bullshit.
king Kwame
The Kwame rock the polka dots
with
He
the
was
with the
on one of
little
with the Kwame. Ain't been one Kwame. He is Kwame's cousin. He was
know
in
how many-
Kwame's Nasty video. He was in the beginning. He was the bouncer. And
Oh,
he
you're
was on one of
kidding.
those unsung. I'm not lying. He's Kwame's cousin.
That's
Random. That's my donation for tonight's conversation.
Wow.
With Fast and the Furious.
Kwame and the polka dots.
It was a hell of a toy collector. I follow him on Instagram and Facebook. His collection is nice. But that's all I got to add.
Okay. All right, so we're all going to see Fast and the Furious. All right, that's
Damn
official.
right.
What else we got tonight?
Sure.
Oh man.
Sure.
Quantumanium, not Quantumanium, sorry. Ant-Man and what's the name of that movie? So long.
Quantumania. Yeah.
Is it
You're right.
Quantumanium?
Yeah.
It comes out next week. A week from today.
Like Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
When I see it depends on hopefully I'm hoping for conflict of interest. I'm hoping I got a plan around a parade. So
We already
there
got
you
our
go.
tickets for Saturday at 1:15, I think it is. We bought the whole family matinee show.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Reserve
If I
seats.
can,
I like that.
if I can get out of my route, I can take it on a Thursday, but it's probably definitely going to be the Sunday.
Yeah,
After it
I'm
comes
trying.
out.
I'm trying to get.
My birthday is
there.
Monday. My son is Saturday, so we're going to do the movie thing. Go out to eat afterwards.
Oh man, happy
Nice.
early birthday, Mike.
oh yeah.
Are you
When's your
39 and a half again?
13th.
And Q's is on the 14th, right?
Yeah,
His is 14th. His is right after mine. Yeah.
Yeah. He just reminded
Come
me.
here.
Huh?
Yep.
You can go see Winnie the Pooh's The Blood and Honey movie. That comes out on the 13th.
Well, that sounds like
Sure.
fun.
Let me buy my tickets now.
Yeah, I've got to plan around. My wife has a regular job now, so we may have to go see it on the weekend next weekend. So we'll see. Yeah, and Valentine's Day is coming up. Happy Valentine's Day to all the listeners, because by the time you hear this, Valentine's Day will have happened yesterday. So, and Mike's birthday would have been 2 days ago. So happy birthday, Michael.
And Quincy will be 800 on the day after me.
You older than me though, bro.
Yeah. Not in spirit though. You a mean old man. Shit.
That's true though. That's true. I'll be doing my work. I'll be listening to Temptations and Smokey Robinson.
Exactly.
It's like
Get off my yard.
It's like
Sit
I
down.
expect Quincy to be knocking around the two kids in Boondocks.
Yeah, also.
Hey man, I dig it. 100%.
What else we got?
I think that's pretty much the whole docket. I mean, it's not a whole lot to it this week.
Not this week. Briefly, I was going to ask Terrence while we are recording. New season of You drops this week. Can we get some high-level review from you?
Yeah, I mean, it's you, so I'm into it. You got Joe Goldberg doing his thing. It's actually that first episode was pretty gory. That was like some some Dexter type shit on that first episode. Him chopping up that body. I was
It reminded me when he chopped up the guy who second season. Remember he chopped up the guy in Love's Kitchen, put him in the trash bags threw him in the dumpster?
I can't remember. It feels so long ago now, and I don't go back and watch the older seasons.
He grounded him up. It looked like ground round when it was done. And he always cleans up though.
Yeah, and then it was I think the second episode. There was some pretty interesting kink on display when he followed that one guy. Yeah. I was like, oh,
and like R. Kelly.
Yeah, my man was on his R. Kelly. I was like, oh, okay, all right. I'm like, damn, they going some wild shit on the show here. I was like, okay, all right.
Joe falls ass backwards into ass every season.
I know. He ain't even trying. He ain't even stalking nobody this season.
No, he's not.
Falling
He's
ass backwards.
He's just falling ass backwards, and like, damn, like y'all chicks really do love these crazy dudes.
Never watched a minute of it.
Gotta watch it, man.
Yeah, so
I'm a season behind, but I do want to catch up.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of it at all. Never thought about it.
Highly
and I'll never get to it on my schedule now. It's never going to happen now. I still got to get to Wednesday and a bunch of other stuff.
Hey, speaking of which, to get back to, did you get to watch Teen Wolf, the movie?
I have not. The one movie I fussed about a lot, like everybody got to watch. I haven't even had a chance to turn the damn thing on. When I get home, I'm doing homework, Linux. I'm doing Red Hat and Cisco. Man, I'm working. I'm not.
I'm with you. I dig it, man.
Yeah.
I watched part of Teen Wolf when I was working. Never having any point of reference, I thought it was pretty good. It had some CW references, like it had a CW feel to it. It wasn't bad. I thought it was really cool. There was some, they showed naked butts, which I thought was, groundbreaking because it was like, this was a CW show. Now there's just like naked people running around. But I thought it was pretty
MTV
good.
show. It was MTV. It wasn't on CW. It was MTV.
Okay.
Yeah. But it still had the same kind of teenage vibe. It was the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just liked the pack. I truly liked that pack. Even your guy Superman was in it, and like I said in one of the things, him and his uncle had the same kind of energy on Superman as they had on Teen Wolf. They were kind of beefing. I don't know if his uncle showed up in the movie. I think he did. So I'll see. I do intend to watch it, but right now it's not in the cards right now.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I've been catching up. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wanted to go back to Terrence because he didn't finish his.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. We get caught up in a moment.
No, that's cool. So, like I said, this is they're doing a split season. There's only 5 episodes out right now. Then they're going to do the remaining 5 episodes in a little under a month from now. They're dropping March 9th. So, I don't. From what I can see right now, I don't know if it's going to be my favorite season because I don't know. I kind of miss Love, but it's been good. It's got a really nice hook at the end of the 5th episode to really get you amped up. Yeah, okay. I want to say it's they reveal something that'll really get you primed for the next set of 5 episodes. So we'll see how the season concludes and if my mind changes. But I do really miss the dynamic between him and Love and her crazy ass. So yeah. But it was interesting the way they decided to start out the season with him not particularly obsessing over a new person this season, even though he still does fall ass backwards into being with somebody, but she's more of the it turns into her kind of being more of the pursuer this time due to circumstances, but it doesn't start off as him being like obsessive and following someone around and learning all their habits because he just decides, oh yeah, I need to have you. So it's interesting. It's more of a whodunit this year.
Okay, all right. I'll finish in the next couple of days. All right, I'll get back with you when I finish. That was all I had. Lou, you were about to mention something, sir.
National Treasure: Edge of History. It's the National Treasure show that's on Disney Plus. It's not bad. It's actually really good. I find it interesting. Catherine Zeta-Jones is actually in it. She's the main bad guy in it, and the lead actress is pretty intense. It's good. If you liked National Treasure, which the first National Treasure was really good, you'll get down with it. I like it. I've caught up with it. I've watched it a lot when I was working. Kind of white noised it, but it's a pretty good show. So check it out. I think it's going to be interesting. They're not done yet. I think they have like 2 or 3 more episodes left. So I recommend that for sure.
All right, Disney Plus, another winner.
Don't do that.
No.
We remind the listeners that Moon Girl started tonight. The Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur series started tonight.
First impressions
on Disney.
Did you watch it?
I watched maybe. I got into it late, so I'm recording an episode that came on just 20 minutes ago. So I'll start from the beginning. From what I saw, it was all right, but it's definitely aimed at the kid generation, at kids. There's no question about that. The animation style, all that. But from what I gathered, it looks like they're erasing. She's not Inhuman anymore. She's an Inhuman in the comic. I don't think she's Inhuman in here. I think she's just smart. I don't think she has powers other than the dinosaur. From what I can tell, because I haven't watched for only 5-10 minutes, and they didn't mention anything about Terry didn't miss or anything, but she has a dinosaur already, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Seems to be something they just do not want to even bother explaining. So
they don't want to even utter those words.
Yeah, go into the Inhuman, what is that? What is that?
Terry didn't miss.
Yeah, it's definitely aimed at a very young audience because I watch Disney Junior all day with my kid, and I see it advertised on Disney Junior all day. So,
you a Bluey fan?
Yeah,
dig it.
Yeah, we're having a Bluey birthday party.
Oh wow!
Next month.
Wonderful.
Kids love Bluey. I'm just gonna drop them off, man. You don't even gotta invite me. I'm just gonna toss them out, and then you can watch them for a couple hours. They'll make themselves at home. All right.
So, since we're on the topic of Disney, we saw this article yesterday. Bob Iger, he's just spilling all the tea. He said that 2015, he had to stop Ike Perlmutter from firing Kevin Feige, and this was when the MCU was in its stride. I mean, the year before, 2014, they had the Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy, and then 2015 you had Ant-Man and Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron easily cleared $1 billion, and then you had Civil War coming up the next year. So I don't know what was going on with Perlmutter, but that guy was always a problem. They kind of had to put him in his own little special corner with a dunce cap because he was the head of Marvel when Marvel got bought out by Disney. So he kind of remained over Feige's head as he was building up the MCU and, making the movie division just a ton of money. So I don't know what the issue he had, but he did a lot of dumb shit during his reign. He was the one that held them back from making a Black Widow movie when it would have been at its most marketable, because they wanted to do it right around that time, like right after Civil War. He said, "Nah, we won't be able to market like female-oriented toys, so now we can't do a Black Widow movie." He also, in the comics, since he was getting really agitated that they still didn't have the rights to the X-Men, so he really wanted to downplay X-Men books. So he didn't want the mutants popping up in a lot of comics, and he started cutting down a lot of X-Men titles, and he really started trying to push the Inhumans. Nobody's ever given a fuck about the Inhumans. He started putting out a bunch of Inhumans books. They had Uncanny Inhumans. There was another Inhumans books. Inhuman book. I
bought those, sadly enough.
Yeah. I started buying them just to see, all right, look, show me what you got, man. They didn't have much to show me.
One good miniseries, and that's about all they had that was good. Inhumans, I think, Jay Lee was the artist. I can't remember who it was. That's the only thing that I can remember that I ever gave a shit about Inhumans. That was it.
So how the Eternals are one side dish, Inhumans are the other. And, they're good with Fantastic Four stories. That's it.
Yeah. It's like and nobody cared. Nobody fell for it because they did that whole storyline where all of a sudden the Terrigen Mists were killing mutants. So like the mutants had to go off to limbo or something like that, and that's how they tried to kind of put the X-Men off in there.
Storyline.
Yeah, so that's how they kind of pushed the mutants off and tried to make Inhumans a thing, and yeah, nobody really cared or bought into it. Also, it affected video games because when they did Marvel vs. Capcom 3, no mutant characters, and like Capcom was stuck trying to explain it because obviously it came down from Marvel. No mutant characters. So they were left trying to explain it, and they said, "Well, nobody really cares about playing as Wolverine or Magneto or thing like that. As long as we create characters who have like similar abilities, they just care about playing as characters who have like similar moves and like." Oh no, it was not Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm sorry, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And does anybody really remember Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? Yeah, nobody remembers Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. The game was trash. Nobody remembers that whatsoever.
Why I love that game was because Captain Marvel was like a headliner. That was the only reason why I liked it. The game was absolute trash.
The game looked good for sure, but it was as a friend of mine would say, it was Aceroni Supreme, man. It was terrible.
Yeah, that thing came and went.
Aceroni Supreme.
And I remember a former associate of ours bought the collector's edition with them trash ass looking Infinity Stones that look like the
Easter eggs.
Yeah, plastic Easter eggs that you get at Rite Aid. And I remember
they didn't even put it in Evo, any of the competitions or anything.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that collector's edition at my local Best Buy, and that thing sat there for like 2 years, just getting dusty. So yeah, Ike Perlmutter just did a lot of dumb shit till they finally put him in his own corner. So I don't know what his reasoning for wanting to fire Kevin Feige was, but obviously at that time that was not the right move. And Bob Iger said, "Nah, homie, we ain't doing that. Just go sit in your corner. We're gonna let Feige cook." And that's what they did. And they're for a time there, like every movie started making $1 billion until after Endgame. Well, not like till after Endgame, and then the pandemic, and then Phase 4, and then the rest of the story. But here we are now.
Man.
Hey, now I got a question. Iron Man, the original Iron Man, not the first Iron Man. Was that under Disney? That was after Disney had already purchased everything.
No, that was before. They think Iron Man and Hulk came out the year before the Disney purchase.
I think Captain America was the first one under the studio?
I don't know.
I mean, before they opened,
it's either that or Iron Man 2.
It was somebody else that put it out. What studio put it out?
They formed their own studio. Yeah, they teamed up with Paramount. Yeah,
Paramount.
They teamed up with Paramount. They borrowed money, and they also teamed up with Paramount to like distribute the movies to theaters. So it was kind of like a joint venture.
Yeah, it was Paramount.
Disney wasn't
share
involved,
risk.
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
No.
Okay.
They think Disney came into the picture in 2009, but Iron Man, I think Iron Man and Hulk came out in 2008, or at least definitely Iron Man came out in 2008.
Yeah.
The first film to be distributed by Disney was The Avengers in 2012.
Okay.
There you go.
How many movies deep was that? Like 4?
So Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America is 5, and then Avengers.
Yeah. Yep, that is exactly what they listed. Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, the first Avenger were later purchased. There you go. So Quincy's favorite favorite movie was the first Disney production.
Avengers. That's the one that you got. Everybody wanted that Avengers money after that movie. Got to get that money. People realized you can make money off of superheroes.
You know, the legend was that Sony had a chance to buy the whole Marvel everything for $25 million.
That's true.
But they decided only to buy Spider-Man.
Correct.
Because somebody was like, he's the only character they care about. Mm-hmm. Don't buy nothing else.
Yep.
That's insane. If that's true.
Well,
$25 million.
Again, like we're looking back.
In hindsight.
So, Iron Man and Thor, I think, were like the biggest dice rolls out of that first phase. Because, like, first of all, it's an Iron Man. Iron Man was.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it was like I don't know if I would have touched him either. I probably would have took Hulk and Captain America because they're not as unknowns. Like, you know, you see those in cartoons or whatever. But
Hulk had a TV show, toy line for a long time. He's been around for
Yeah, but we all know, you know, Iron Man got that MCU power up, and he hasn't been the same since, and he'll never go back to that.
No, because he was definitely a B-lister, if that.
I would say C.
C?
And I would.
Yeah,
and he was an Avenger, even in the books?
Yeah, I would. Iron Man used to get the shit kicked out of him.
Because he was drunk all the time.
But
he wasn't drunk by the time the late 80s, early 90s. He just won't shit. He was not. He was one step West Coast Avenger, wasn't he? He was like right there. He
was, but yeah, he was West Coast, and like he wasn't like one of the top smartest guy. His specialty was just the armor.
Yeah, like, he got to glow up. He got to glow up for real.
All his fights went the same way. He would get kicked the shit kicked out of him for like most of the issue. He would rewire some wires and, you know, get some super shot and survive the fight, and that would be it. And then when every now and then somebody would just totally crumple his ass, and then there'll be a new Iron Man suit and rinse and repeat. And then after all of this, his fights never really went that way again. I mean, every hero gets pummeled, but Iron Man, I swear, he used to get smoked. Like it's like he was a guest star in his own magazine. He would just get trounced. Like it was like the whole point they were trying to make with the Iron Man and his fights is that he can take an ass whipping and then come back and win.
Proved it.
Yeah, he didn't really become A-list again till like New Avengers, till Bendis came along and just kind of revamped that whole thing. Like that's when he became more than just the armor guy again. Because now instead of Reed being the go-to guy for all your science needs, now Tony is the go-to guy for all your science needs in Marvel, which I personally hate. But hey,
what is Bendis writing right now? Is he writing anything right now?
I don't know. Since the Superman run ended, I don't know.
Because he went to the DC. I haven't really messed with anything over there. He jumped ship for some reason.
I think he's still exclusive with them, but I don't know what he's up to.
He need to come on back, get back on Miles Morales, get back on something like that.
Agreed.
I'll take him back.
I agree.
Miles hasn't been bad since he left. I was terrified that he would get really bad once Bendis left, but I still think it was handled best by Bendis. Like he had a certain love for the character, even he created. I think he had a certain love for him.
Yeah. Oh, good old Phase 1. Phase 1. I one of my favorites. Everything was fresh, new, and shiny.
Yeah.
That's when the end credit scenes were like fun. Now they work. I can't stand them now.
Because you got to pee.
You got to pee, and I know what's coming. Like, damn, it's not cool. Before it was like an inside joke. Only the hardcore people knew about it. Yeah, hey man, y'all leaving, y'all stupid. Don't leave. Now everybody's sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting.
And sometimes there's no payoff, really. Like you'll see, like
none of them may be worth shit lately.
Like you'll see like a joke. Like probably the worst one was at the end of Iron Man 3 where he was talking to the Hulk or whatever the whole time. Like that's who he was narrating to, and it was
now
pointless.
you can go home. You can leave the theater, get ahead of everybody else, go home and watch it on YouTube as soon as you hit the house.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a big deal now. I agree. It's like the novelty is worn off. So
It's that. There you go. The novelty's worn off. That's a great way to put it because it's damn sure old. I'm tired.
Yeah, you're not the grumpy old man.
When I gotta pee and I'm in the theater, I'm waiting for some. I'm grumpy then.
Shit.
Oh man. All right.
Oh man.
We got anything else?
Oh man.
Guys? All right.
I saw.
Go ahead.
Real quick, I just wanted to say, watch Puss in Boots if you get a chance because it's really good, and wait for streaming for Knock at the Cabin.
All right.
I've watched Puss in Boots. I didn't respond to the chat because I was actually digging a hole for a backflow inhibitor. Forgive me for that. That was my work. But I watched Puss in Boots when it came out, and the main bad guy was scary as hell. My sons were afraid of that wolf. It was really good though. I liked it.
Yeah, it was a really good use of the big bad wolf for sure.
Yeah, the big bad wolf was pretty awesome. He had those I call them the Kratos blades.
Oh, the sickles, yeah.
Yeah. It was really good. I dug that movie. I want to watch it again.
I'm not surprised that movie would be good. I really wouldn't. None of the Shreks have been bad, and it's in that same universe. I really wouldn't be surprised. I wasn't surprised at hearing that.
I haven't watched
I would
one
expect it to be
since
good.
The first Puss in Boots was pretty crap. It was actually surprising that this one was good.
Yeah. Did Banderas come back for this one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was funny. It had its moments, and it was the what's the pie? What was his name?
Oh, Peter. Was it Peter Piper? No, not Peter
Piper.
What a good boy!
Shoot,
am
I don't
I?
remember his
What's
name.
his name?
It's right there, and I can't.
His character design was just uncomfortable to look at the whole time.
He had that tiny head, and then he had this gigantic body. It was hilarious. It was. Check the movie out. I mean, it's definitely worth
Peter
the
Pumpkin.
$4.
No, that's Peter Pumpkin Eater.
Peter Pumpkin Eater. It was
it's not him.
I don't know. Stuck in his thumb, pulled out a plum.
Yeah.
What a good boy am I.
All right, we're reciting nursery rhymes now. Let's let's go home.
Let's go home.
It was little Jack Horner.
Little Jack Horner.
Yeah. So the Sausage Factory or party's over. We're all going to finish watching Last of Us or You or whatever.
Too bad.
We're going to close it now. Just going to say, take care of business before it takes care of you. And we'll see you next week. Maybe.
Yeah, man. We're out.
Yep. We'll be here. Good night.
All right.
Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.